A team of archaeologists have unearthed the grave and well-preserved skeleton of a Yamnaya teenager in Slovakia. The Slovak-Polish group of experts made the extraordinary find in the village of Heilung in the east of the country, close to the Ukraine border. The skeletal remains were discovered during the research of mound embankments. According to archaeologists, the young male individual, aged 16 to 18, was a member of the oldest Indo-European population of the pit culture from 3300 to 2600 BC. The Slovak Academy of Sciences says the research in Heilung had brought the first indisputable evidence of the presence of these people in Slovakia. Experts from the Institute of Archaeology, in collaboration with colleagues from the Polish Academy of Sciences, have been investigating the steppe influences in the Carpathian region in the 3rd millennium BC since 2021. They focused on several pre-characterized mound embankments in the landscape of the eastern Slovak lowland and have examined 5 of them so far. Archaeological research of the mound embankment near Heilung began in 2024. The excavation work was preceded by a non-destructive geophysical survey which confirmed its man-made origin and specified its parameters. Eva Horvatova from the Institute of Archaeology, SAS, said, "The mound originally had a diameter of 22 metres, was bordered by a channel up to 4 metres wide, and there was a grave pit at its centre. In addition to the discovered skeletal remains, we found a charred wooden structure around the grave and partly in its filling, the purpose of which was to cover the grave pit." When dating the find, the experts agreed that it was representative of the social elite of the so-called pit grave culture, otherwise known as the Yamna or Yamnaya. This was confirmed not only by the extent of the mound embankment, but also by the construction of the grave pit with wooden elements, a method of laying the dead in a supine position with bent legs at the knees pointing upwards, and the presence of red ochre dye near the buried body. They said the original territory of this population was located between the Don and the Volga rivers. They subsequently moved from the steppe region of the Black Sea coast along the Danube and Tisa rivers to the Pannonian Basin. The patriarchal culture practiced a nomadic pastoralist way of life under the leadership of chieftain groups. The pit grave culture economy was based on animal husbandry, fishing and gathering, and no small measure of highly mobile warfare and raiding. In a highly innovative development, they also used wheeled carts for transportation, and these were pulled by domesticated horses. Ms. Horvatova said, "Studies of DNA samples obtained from the bones of individuals of the pit grave culture indicate that this society caused a change in the genetic structure of the population in Europe." In their work, the researchers used the most modern scientific methods, for example molecular genetics, radiocarbon dating, strontium, oxygen and nitrogen isotopic analyses. Based on this, it was possible to determine the resettlement during the life of the studied individual and the composition of the diet. The archaeologist added, "The data obtained in this way will help us better assess the archaeological material from the examined mounds. We will also be able to use the data when solving geographically and culturally more broadly understood topics related to research into chronology, genesis, steppe influences and interventions of foreign populations of the pit grave culture and corded ware culture in the region of northeast Slovakia." Additional findings of the Niersegzatin culture from the late Eneolithic 2200 to 2050 BC, the serial burial site of the Kostani culture from the early Bronze Age 1800 to 1600 BC, as well as a ceramic kiln from the early Roman period 400 AD, are evidence of the dynamic processes related to the use of the mound embankment at Heilung in subsequent historical periods. But for now, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.